Okay, what is up? And that's people out there, the JC Money and Coach Craig show. We're going to be previewing some NASCAR fantasy for tonight. It is on a Saturday night, first Saturday night, or probably second Saturday night race of the season, and the last one of the season. Every other race will be on a Sunday afternoon. So yeah, let's get down to it. I guess we'll recap some of last week's Kansas race. Last week's Kansas race was a very interesting one to have there. For starters, you had a lot of guys have issues. A lot of playoff guys really just have issues. Let me get this set up for a bit. So yeah, thank you guys for coming in, joining tonight. All right, got the virtual background updated to Harvick, a guy I really like tonight. But yeah, thank you guys for joining tonight. And if you're watching it later on, thanks for tuning into this video. But yeah, I guess the recap of Kansas was, you can see, you saw, yeah, like I said, a lot of chaos right there. And so, with a lot of, playoff guys wrecking out, whatnot. For starters, we had guys like Kyle Busch, spin later on the race. Harvick was the big one. He was the one that hit the wall. Pretty much until only a few laps into the race, and he eventually DNF'd because of the impact into the wall. So that was major, especially because he started pretty much out back, if I remember. Didn't really have a good qualifying spot, and so ended up just crashing his car. And started 14th, little pace differential right there. And then pole sitter Tyler Reddick would go on to also wreck his car from a flat tire. And then you had guys like Gibbs, another kind of big wreck with Burton and LaJoy, and then guys that pretty much started last week, and a lot of people that were very chalk on with Stenhouse and Eric Almirola. Not really. They did get you the place differential. Stenhouse finished 30th, but Stenhouse, they had a lot of issues, although that car was definitely a top 10, top 15 car right there. And then Eric Almirola finished 21st. Okay, that's like a better play right there over Ricky, but still, I thought they would have had at least some top 20 cars. But great to see guys like Noah Gragson, Haley out there running out there in front of these guys and just not getting the issues. Logano fell back, like I kind of said, started second up there, and he just, as the race went on, the car didn't really have speed at the end. It was more of his teammates that had speed, like Cindric and Blaney. They also fell back a little bit, but it wasn't as bad as Joey Logano. And your winner was Bubba Wallace. Not a surprise here. Kurt Busch won in the 45 at Kansas in the spring. And so why wouldn't Bubba do it? And especially you could look at the past history with Bubba Wallace. In the past races before Kansas, Michigan, he finished second. I know there were some other tracks, not related, like Indy road course, and even like Daytona, he finished top 15. So he's been on this. He's been, in the last 10 races, he's had the best average finish of 10.6. So not too much of a surprise there to see Bubba run up there top 10, but to win, it's kind of a bit of a surprise, but happy for him. Denny Hamlin, a great place differential right there in 25th. And let me just share a screen so you guys can see what I am also looking at. Okay. All right, so yeah, and Bowman had a fast car, Bell had a fast car, not a surprise there, but not a ton place differential right there. Truex, that was also somewhat of a good place differential play to have, as he came from 12th, as you can see right here, and finished 5th, so great job on him. Blaney was also another one. He didn't qualify really well, but he had some speed and came up through the field and finished 17th. Larson Chastain had okay days, even the playoff points or the stage racing, they didn't get a ton of points. Chase Elliott, a big guy, also coming from the back, 22nd, so that's good for him. And then the rest of the field you can see right there. McDowell's also another good guy that came from back there. Other than that, yeah. And let's take a look at the playoff standings right now as we go into the final race of the round of 16. The only guy locked in is the Christopher Bell of the number 20 car. Let's break it down like this way. All right. So yeah, he is the only one that's in right now, and so we got Kyle Busch, Austin Dillon, Chase Briscoe, Kevin Harvick just out. Harvick's kind of the must win, but he is not completely a must win if he can get at least 4 guys to somehow wreck out. As you can see, the differential between 10th and like 15, it's pretty much one race, one stage. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of racing right there. I'd say probably at the end of stage 1, stage 2, you can see guys like Byron, Hamlin, Joey Logano, even Ryan Blaney make it in based on points, even if they wreck out. As long as they get those stage victories and those points in the stages, they'll probably just advance based on points. Not too worried about Alex Bowman, Kyle Larson, Ross Chastain. They seem to also have fast cars this weekend. Chase Elliott doesn't quite have fast cars, but it's 500 miles. They'll probably figure it out. The guys I am worried about for are Reddick, Suarez. They don't seem to have fast cars. Maybe Reddick does, but it will be interesting to see how he works his way up from 17th. Kyle Busch did qualify 21st, but he's been the king of Bristol here, so we'll see what he can do. Austin Dillon, not so. I think he's going to be eliminated. There's no question. And Briscoe, even though he started second, it's going to be hard for him to race for the win and for the right to like move on to the next round. Excuse me 1 second. All right, there we go. So let's get into the Super Draft slate. Why don't we? Because we only have pretty much. Oh, we still have about an hour left. Okay, that's good. Let me stop sharing that screen. And let's share this Super Draft screen. Okay, so I already have kind of a lineup made up. We've got Harvick, Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch, Logano, and Eric Jones. But let's break down each driver, shall we? Larson starting 5th. He's got a 1.5 multiplier, usual 1 average multiplier. In the past 2 races, he's done really well, up to 60 points. But with the multiplier, I'd rather just not go towards him. Although he is, I'd say, a solid option for Bristol. I like him a lot, as well as Hamlin. Hamlin's been probably running even better than Larson. With those 80 points right there. So I'd rather go with Hamlin, even though he had an issue with the steering. They somehow figured it out. Didn't run a lot of laps, but they should have a fast car. Logano is the main place differential guy I would take. That's got a low multiplier, as well as Chase. Although Bristol's kind of a hard track to pass, but I think Logano does have some speed right there, as well as Chase Elliott. So I think they can move their way up through the field. Bell's also another great guy to throw in as a place differential. He's got speed. I mean, he's already advanced to the next round, so he should not be racing. Although he might not be racing for the win, he should have a fast car and should get you a top 10 result if he doesn't have any other circumstances. Blaney's also a guy he's pretty much picked it up, I would say, last race, although he finished 9th. I don't think Darlington was good. Well, I guess, yeah, he kind of fell back a little bit in Darlington, but not too much of a surprise there. But he should be looking to run solid, get those stage points for you. Maybe not lead laps. Alex Bowman's another guy that's picked it up in the playoff round of 16, getting you at least 70 points. So I like him. Byron's also another place differential guy. He's getting you trying to get you at least 70 points. Last week, 67, about close there. Also known, you could say it's place differential, but I'd rather just not take him. As well as Bubba. I'd rather just take Suarez down here. He's got same multiplier, even starting one position further back than Austin Dillon. I think he's got a little bit more speed than him, although did qualify further back than Bubba and Austin. Then I think Suarez is going to be trying to be a man on the mission and to make it into the round of 12. Truex is already out the playoffs and doesn't seem to like his Bristol history isn't good here, so I'm not throwing him in. Reddick is also another guy to try and make it in based off of points. He seems to have a faster car than Suarez, Austin Dillon, and Bubba Wallace, although I'm probably not going to lean towards him because, yeah, I mean, it's Reddick. He kind of, hurt me last week, and I'd rather just try and avoid him for now. And then we got Kevin Harvick. I throw him in as captain because he's in a must-win situation. I think he can get it done. The SHR Fords are fast besides Custer, and I think even Custer actually did well. Never mind. And then Eric Almirola's the Polster. If you think he can get out there and just be dominant, because he did have some fast times. Not gonna lie. They were pretty much on par with some of the top guys, like I mentioned, with Blaney, Larson, Logano, Harvick, even Bowman. He probably had a faster car than Bowman. So I like Harvick right there. I'll give you a little bit of place differential right there. Kyle Busch is another guy I like. He's won 8 times here, the most out of everyone in the field. Starting 24th does give you that place differential right there, although he has not done well the last 2 races. Like, first race, actually, he did well. He just, had the engine issue. Still got you about 59 points. Not too bad. But, yeah, just spun out last race and couldn't catch up. So, kind of be wary right there. I don't like Briscoe starts way too high, and I'd rather take Almirola. If you want to take someone that could lead laps and has speed, I'm taking Almirola all day. Eric Jones, I'm throwing him in just for the place differential. I think he can do well at these tracks, the concrete rough tracks. He did well at Darlington. He won that race, in fact, so why not? Brad Keselowski starts way too high. Does have a fast car, I will mention, but I'm not too interested in him. Chris Buescher is, I would say, maybe the better of the two on the fantasy standpoint. On the speed-wise, you could say that Brad Keselowski is a lot better and should finish better, but points-wise, I think you could lean towards Chris Buescher. Chastain, a lot of people have said that that revenge could be served here because it's a short track. I mean, yesterday we saw not too much revenge, but like we saw some moves where like you could just get one tap and your race is over. So Ross Chastain could be an avoid for me, which I guess I am avoiding him right now. But even then, I kind of like Chastain in a way. Although I don't know if I want to roster him because not so much of the he's gonna get wrecked out kind of worry, but I feel like there are faster cars than him and or other guys that have the place differential over him. Ty Dillon's like another one of those guys that does have the place differential starting 34th. I don't think he's gonna finish there. Like he's gonna probably be LaJoy. He's been pretty consistent, solid. Well, yeah, solid 50, 60-ish points. Although you kind of want more out of a guy like that. But he is starting further back there, so he should get you something. He might get you 10 place differential, finishing 24th, but it's also a possibility that he could just wreck out. But he seems to be safe in a way. Haley starts way too high, as well as Custer. McDowell, you could make a case he's been on a roll like the last 2 races, and has got you 50, 70 points. But yeah, I'd rather try not to play him. LaJoy's a no. Stenhouse, I'm not too high on him. He's really just sucked. Yeah, just sucked out of the past 3 races. So not him. No way BJ McLeod. No way JJ Yeley. I don't think anyone you could take down here. Although Allmendinger is an interesting case. He did put out some top 10 speed out there on the 5, the 10, and the 15. And he did run a pretty decent amount of laps, if I remember. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do in that Colleague car starting 13th. There's a little place to join there if you think he can get you a top 10, but I'm not thinking that way. Cindric, last week did pretty well, even falling out 4 positions, still get you 50 points. Kind of want you to get more than that, but if you want a guy like that and you like the multiply right there, I like him over Ty Gibbs, who's just sucked the last 2 races, and they don't even show you what kind of points he got last race. But even then, I don't think it was a lot. And even though he does have the place similar right there, his speeds weren't great. He probably runs around there. Maybe he does advance, but he's kind of also a rookie at this. And he got taken out yesterday in the Xfinity race, but even then, I'm not too high on Ty Dillon. I don't know if they show you Todd Gilliland's stats. No, they don't. Kind of sad. Maybe he is worth looking into, as well as Burton starting. I'd rather take Gilliland though, starting 30th. He probably can run a little bit faster and should be up there. Although maybe he doesn't, but maybe it is more in Burton. But yeah, not priorities for any of the 2K drivers unless you want Cindric, which is also possible because yeah, he's in a Ford equipment. He's got that stuff down and could run pretty well here. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, throw them in the chat. I'll be happy to answer them as we get ready to head into Bristol tonight. We got less than 2 hours. I get less than an hour left to go. Will be an interesting, fun one to watch. You know, it's a short track. It's a cutoff race. There'll be a lot of high dramas and whatnot. But yeah, you can look at the lineup I have right now. I'm going with Harvick as the winner because I think he's got a good shot to win this race, and he kind of needs to do it. And he's got a fast car too, so why not? Then you got Kyle Busch and Chase Elliott more for the place differential, as well as Logano. All three of those guys should have fast cars, and I think I'll just take out Eric Jones and throw in. He's got a good. Who's got a good car here? I don't know if I want to go Eric Almirola. It is a possibility. He does have a fast car. You know, Larson's also got a fast car, and he seems to be on a solid pace here. You know, Hamlin's also got a fast one too. So if I think I want to go Hamlin, it's a possibility I go there. Does Hamlin have the speed of the car? That's a question. Although it does look like Larson has the faster car. Harvick's only second to him, and third is Eric Almirola. So it will be. I think I like those kinds of guys. I think if you are going to try and go for like these top guys, the guys I do like, besides all these three, I'd say they're also going to be top guys. Although Chase Elliott's probably my 9th or 8th best guy because I have like Harvick, I like Larson, I like Hamlin, I do like Bell, and I do like Blaney, I like Bowman. Those are kind of my top 6 guys, and then 7 on Mac. I'm gonna throw in Logano as my 7th guy, and then Kyle Busch based on like his track history and seems to have some decent amount of speed here as the 8th guy, and then Chase Elliott is my 9th guy. So those are the 9 guys I like. I'm gonna put in 7 to 9 because it's a place differential right there. And although they got low multipliers, I think they can try and get up there, and I'll see what they can do based on that. But yeah, Harvick's one of the guys starting up there. I might be lower on because he didn't really have that great of speeds. And he doesn't need a race for the win, so he's probably just me cruising along. If you just want a safe guy, then go for him. Otherwise, I'm thinking either, I already have Harvick in, so I mean Larson's kind of been the second guy for me. If not, you can throw in like a Bowman. I think Bowman's also like a guy, but even Hamlin. I think I'm really just down between Larson, Hamlin, and Bowman as my guys. But I think it's even then Bowman's starting third. So if I want more place differential, I think I'm gonna take Larson. I might be too high on him, but yeah, we're gonna do it like that. All right, let's go and see if we can do some DraftKings lineups. Yeah, if you guys got any questions, make sure to throw them in the chat, and so we'll see what they are like. It's a beautiful night to go racing tonight under the lights for Bristol. And yeah, if you guys can also throw down your predictions for who's going to make the round of 12 or who's not going to make the round of 12 for tonight. She doesn't look like there might be a lot of contests tonight. Oh, that's interesting. We could just create another one here. So, and also if you guys, I guess we could also create like a somewhat like, not so much subscriber, but whoever's listening right now, you can try and create a lineup through there. I kind of interested in that one too. We're going to change it though. Hopefully it loads. If not, okay. Let's see. No, that did not load. Okay, hold on. We'll do a bit of free contest here. let's just put some random guys here. I think so. If we go off of Harvick, we think maybe someone like a Kyle Busch can get up there. With the place differential right there, I'm gonna throw in Logano. Throw in Logano right there. I think those are my two guys. Take out Chase Elliott. You know, Hamlin and Martin, although they got low multipliers, I like them too much. And then let's throw in a place differential guy. Who did I think was really fast? I don't think you know what? Let's throw in Chastain. Hang on. Oops. Looks like we got a bit of an issue here. Just have to. All right. So let's restart that. All right. We're going down to Kyle Busch down here. Then we're gonna throw in like Larson, Hamlin, Logano. So the place differential right here. I'm going to take probably Chastain. See what happens. Okay, so we done one of those. I'll probably end up creating another contest for you guys. But yeah, if you guys have any questions on Super Draft, DraftKings, just let me know and we'll try and get those answered for you guys. Let's see. Anything else? Let's create a contest. And I guess, well, you guys can also join in on this contest. I'll make it a multiplier. A free contest for now. Have 100 people, whatnot. Public, of course. So yeah, you guys can join the contest. I'm gonna copy the link and throw it in the chat, so you guys can, yeah, so you guys can join that there. See if you want to try and compete against my lineup. So I think we're gonna throw a lineup with Logano in there. I have confidence in him. Let's throw in some Harvick. I love me some Harvick at this track, as well as Kyle. We're gonna just try and stick off of Kyle Busch for this one. Cindric or Gibbs? That's a good question. Is there anyone else I like? Truex doesn't have too much speed. Harvick's okay. Chase Elliott's pretty decent, but still not good enough for me. And all the top guys in here are just, yeah, they're starting up here. You know, I might throw in Byron. I don't give a lot of credit to Byron. I mean, he's been doing it pretty well. Where is he? 1.25. I'll take it. And then I just do a lineup with Almirola. I feel like he's got a strong shot to be up there still. It is risky to do a lineup like that way, but actually maybe not Almirola. No, screw Almirola. We're gonna take. Where is the man? Well, he didn't really have fast speeds or whatnot, but yeah. Who? This would be an interesting one. Ryan Blaney doesn't seem to have. I don't do a lot of. Is Blaney got a high multiplier? No, he doesn't. Okay. We'll throw in Blaney. Why not? Penske's got the speed in there. Fords do have the speed, looks like, this week. And it was going to be the last one. I think Suarez did too much. No, Suarez is okay. Yeah, you know what? Let's throw in Suarez. All right. So with that out of the way, you also have any questions about NASCAR Fantasy, how it works? Just throw it in the chat. I'll be happy to answer them. But yeah, seems to be having a pretty quiet night in terms of sports. I guess you guys got college football on, so if you guys are watching that, shout out whatever game you are watching. Will be interesting to see. Yeah, what you guys are watching. So let's also take a look at some DraftKings. If I can find it. Okay, so we're gonna stop sharing that. I'm gonna share a bit of the DraftKings lineups that we're gonna make. All right, so the slate is you got. I think the top 5 guys are pretty in there to be in your lineups, although maybe not Bell. No Truex, no Truex, no Reddick. Although that is placed in Virgil right there, they just don't have fast cars for me. I like Logano. I feel like that's a guy I might want to build around. Um, as well as maybe you think like Hamlin or Larson gets out there because yeah, I'd say they got some fast cars, so why not? Um, place differential right there. Why not throw Kyle Busch? All right, so then you don't really have much out of that, so you might have to just take out someone. I don't really like Kyle Busch, honestly. I might just stick out of him because of what he did last week. So let's go down to see. You could take like a Harvick or you could take like a Blaney. I'll take a Harvick. Honestly, I'm kind of high on him. Maybe I'm too high on him, but he should be trying to figure it out. If not, then oh well. Um, and then other guys you could look down to try and get. They could include like I said, Suarez and Eric Jones. They seem to have some speed on these kinds of tracks. I think Busher is going to be a good guy to try and get here, although he might get into some trouble. But it will be interesting to see what he does. Yeah, you don't have enough. Okay, so I think you got to have somewhat these 4 guys in my opinion, and then I don't actually. If you think Hamlin's too much, could get rid of him because yeah, because the price is right there. But even then, it'll be interesting to see what he does. Honestly, you got Hamlin and Larson, being up there a lot, so why not? Harvick, if you don't think he gets a lot of place inventory, you take him out. And then let's go to Suarez and Eric Jones and see how much you don't have a lot of salary left. Okay, so we can't do that. And I wish I could throw in guys like that. No, you can't. It's kind of hard building some of these lines, I guess. I guess you throw in LaJoy, even though I said not to throw him in on the other side, but LaJoy and Ty Dillon seem to be pretty well. If you want a lap better, go Almirola, why not? But yeah, I think I might take Busher. Busher has the fast cars, just saying right there. Yeah, he's definitely a top 10 car, top 15 car right there. I don't know why he qualified 20th. Should be no reason for that. Well, his teammate qualified 10th, so it's kind of weird there. Could say AJ does well here, although that's gonna be interesting to see how he does. You could even play JJ Yelly, starting last, and with the amount of chaos going on in this race, you never know what could happen. He could just go for just advance the spot once they once people wreck sometimes. What else? Yeah, I think that might be my lineup for right now. I don't really like any other guys in this 7K range unless you like Almirola and you wanted someone to lead laps. But once he falls back, that's kind of a bummer. Stenhouse is not really a guy I like either, although but yeah, he struggled. I think Corey LaJoy. All right, I think that's gonna be my lineup for this one. I kind of like it so far. You got some replace differential, back markers that could try and do something. But yeah, if you guys got any more questions, I'll answer them. So far, there's been nothing really too much here. Um, Oh wow, Stenhouse looks like it had a bit of an issue. Um, but they're fine and they will keep their starting spot. But yeah, so far we looks like we got no questions, but I'm here. I'm gonna stick around for a few more minutes and see what we can do. Um, yeah. This also we can look back a little bit more on fantasy results from last week too. If you guys want to, just let me know. We'll get that underway. Oh yeah, also make sure to tune in tonight, 10 Eastern, on the JC Money Twitter. They will be doing some week 2 preview for all NFL fantasy DF. I don't know if they do DFS, but all NASCAR fantasy for sorry, not NASCAR NFL fantasy for tomorrow, as we got a ton of games tomorrow going from 12 no 1 o'clock to about the Sunday night game, and then you got Monday and 2 games right there. So yeah, I guess we'll finish it up. Get ready to wrap up soon. Yeah, I mean, if you guys, whatever you guys are interested in, we can try and change up the show a little bit. Just to like include some stuff that you guys want me to talk about. Because right now it's, uh, it's pretty, it's a pretty good show. But like, yeah, if you guys think I should add a few more things to it, or talk about a few more other things, that'd be great. I'm probably gonna get this show dates out. Um, man. Yeah, I guess we can also look at some of the time, so you know what I'm looking at, like what my data is. Since we got it a few times, so yeah, Hamlin was fastest overall in the 5 and 10 laps. Cindric wasn't that great on the 10 laps, but he did have a good 5 lap. Overall, I like Larson, so pretty good right here. Bell's also pretty decent for a top 10 car. Logano's my favorite, coming from beyond the top 10, as was Kyle Busch. I'm not too worried on the 5 laps that they screw up 5 laps, but more important, I mostly look more at the 10 lap and 20, 30 laps because Bristol, even though I said there's going to be a lot of chaos, there's still going to be a lot of green flag laps, and we got like 500 laps today, so that's going to be a lot of laps that they're going to be running under green, and then with the stage cautions and whatnot. But besides that, like I said, Harvick's another guy got that long run speed right there, second overall, pretty much from 15 on back. 15 to 30 laps. Chase Elliott's, I'm just using him for the place differential right there. I'm not surprised that he would qualify 20 to 25th with just based on the 5 lap averages. He was 22nd. But he seems to have a car that could get you a top 15, which is really great. A lot of place difference right there. And possibly a top 10 with some of these speeds right here. Last week's winner, Bubba Wallace, also had some speed here, but he did seem to be the slowest on the 30 lap. And, 25 lap, he was okay. Busher, like I said, is going to get you some places and is a cheap guy to throw into your lineups. Almirola won the pole, not too much of a surprise. He's going to have a good day here, I would imagine, based on the speed right here. Bryce Keselowski starting top 10. He's got some good track history here, but with the RFK cars, they seem to have a bit more speed. Not too much of a surprise since Richmond, you could compare it to it, but it's not fully comparable. It's another short track. Doesn't have too much banking, but they were fast there. Busher finished third, almost could have won the race over Kevin Harvick. Faded back after Bell passed him, but yeah, they seem to have a fast car there. And the other guys are like, Byron's a sneaky guy. His speeds don't stand out to me too much, but he's got that momentum coming into Bristol with 2 top 10s, I'm gonna say, at Kansas and Darlington. So yeah, let's see. He did finish. Yeah, he finished 6th last week, and then a 8th place finish at Darlington. Just major chain turnarounds from what they've been doing before that, before the playoffs. I'm kind of worried about Connor Busch. Also, kind of like I mentioned, he has not really gotten his best finish since I think Gateway, if I remember. That's the last race he finished well. Was a 9th place finish at Richmond, so that's another short track. But I could just tell you that either Kyle Busch only likes short tracks and he just likes running on them, or that he's just been having some bad luck. So I'd be a little bit wary on the Kyle Busch usages, although I'm throwing him in a lot of lineups. But I'd rather just excuse me, try and kind of even out your ownerships there. Besides that, Harvick's also, like I said, he's in the must win because he had a fire at Darlington, wrecked out at Kansas, and so unfortunate for him. But he does seem to have a faster car, and I mean, even then, before he wrecked out, he had some decent speed cars, and could have had some faster cars as they adjusted along the day. So yeah, besides that, I think even if we look into going into looking into the stats for short tracks. Oh, can we do that? Can we not? Oh, okay. So yeah, let's look at some of the short tracks, the ovals. Less than. I want to see what they give me for the last two. Alright, so let's see how much they give me. They give me Dover, Richmond, Bristol, Martinsville, Phoenix. Alright, so I think that's a good comparison. So let me stop sharing that screen. Let's share this screen. Okay, so instead of 10 races, we might just do 5. Because I think we run pretty much 5 races on tracks less than a mile. I think that might be a little bit more comparison there. Yeah, Phoenix, Richmond, Martinsville, Dover, and Richmond. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna resubmit this. So average finishes among the guys in those. Yeah, Harvick's up there. Like I said, Kyle Busch he's done pretty well. Even though being in a slump, he's done, pretty decent. Hovering around the 7th to 9th range. But hey, he's starting 21st, so that's some place differential right there. Chastain. Richmond's not the strongest track, so I'm not surprised that's going to throw his average off. But besides that, Martinsville, Dover, Phoenix, he did really great. Blaney's another guy. Buescher is an interesting one. I'm probably thinking it's because of, his 3rd place finish at Richmond. A little bit of an outlier right there, but even then starting 20th, it's pretty certain that he'll get you some place differential if he doesn't have any issues. Byron's another guy. He won Martinsville. I think that was it. And then, Dover, he sucked. Kind of wrecked his car early. And then Richmond, it wasn't that great. Though he has been picking up some momentum. Bell, I like. Bowman right there. A lot of guys I like. Like I said, my top 9 guys are pretty much in the top 12. Besides with, Harvick, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott. I think I mentioned, Chase Elliott was 9th. Blaney. I don't think I mentioned Byron, but Bell, Bowman, and Logano, I think 7, and Hamlin. Hamlin is 8th. Who's my last? Larson's near me. Well, Larson, he's been good at Bristol, so that's why I put him here, even though he's not in the top 12 for these short tracks or even 1-point-mile tracks. Guys to not use include, Michael McDowell, I guess you could say, Cedric, Eric Jones. Although, they're starting back there, so I'm not expecting too much out of them. Who's another guy? Eric Almirola, 13th. That's not bad. I've never really focused a lot on him. Yeah, he's done pretty well, especially at these short tracks, Martinsville and Richmond. He seems to have gotten better at, so that's promising for the pole sitter tonight. Other than that, I think that's pretty much all the guys that you should have. So, to recap, the 7 guys I like are Harvick, Kyle Busch, um, Ryan Blaney is the 3rd guy. And this is not ranked, but this is just how many guys I like. Blaney, Bell, Bowman, and then Logano and Hamlin. Those are my 7 guys I'm going to throw in the lineups. Some sneaky guys that you could, project to throw to that I don't have outside the top 7. And, Chase Elliott, Chastain, those are 2 guys I like that I'm not too high on, but I feel like they might be able to do something. Other than that, I guess Almirola, I might as well throw the pole sitter in, and that makes my top 10 drivers with, those 3 guys in there for, some of my top 10 guys here. And then, everyone else is, I guess Larson. Actually, throw out Chastain. I think Chastain's going to be 11th best driver, but and then Larson's in there as well in the mix. So, thank you guys for joining us. It's 7:05 right now. Give you about 25 minutes to set your lineups for the Bristol Night Race, or the, I think, Bass Pro Shops. Let me see what the name of the race is. Let's see. I think it's called like Bass Pro Shoots. Yeah, it's the Bass Pro Shop Night Race. It'll be 500 miles. They're gonna have a lot of sets of tires and a lot of probably a lot of carnage, probably a lot of mayhem. It is the cutoff race for the round of 16. So thank you guys for joining. We'll get to make sure to join tonight also for the JC Money fantasy football space. Just go to his Twitter and you'll find the space there. And then we'll catch you next week for the Texas race as the round of 12 opener, which is called the Auto Trader Eco Park Automotive 500. So until next time, see you guys later. Peace.